Hello, my name is Mohini Nicole Summers, and I'm coming at you from Boulder, Colorado. I'm not originally from here, but I do feel that certain vibrations are attracting certain people to be in the proper place during a potentially grand transition of humanity. I'm not trying to lay that rhetoric on anyone about this new age transition or the end times being prophesized or the 2012. That's not really why I'm coming out to talk to everyone. What I really want to bring forward is the idea that we've all been born into this state of separation. And when you're born into something, there's nothing to compare it to, so you accept it as the standard. And actually what the truth is that separation is not natural. It is not the standard. And things that are happening in humanity aren't supposed to really be happening. You don't see, for example, war, abuses to children, slave trade. That's actually really still happening in the world. And that's not really natural. You don't really see tribes of lions going to other tribes of lions and having them be dominated and controlled and beaten and killed. I mean, animals are not treating each other like this. You don't see tribes of squirrels from one neighborhood going to another neighborhood to dominate and take over their territory. It's just not in balance. When we look at nature, we can see that a healthy ecosystem is coherent and a closed system. Everything functions intrinsically. It's all connected. And if you're a student of quantum physics, you'll know that it's been scientifically proven at this point that everything is connected, that everything is a vibrational frequency. And this is an awakening of science that, we have to start asking ourselves, what are the implications of this science in human life? The separation is the source of suffering. And there's more trauma on the planet than there is peace. Even the people you talk to, everybody has a story. Everybody has a betrayal. Everybody has a heartbreak. That's not the standard. That's not the proper order of nature. Nature is cohesive. Nature is coherent. Nature is unified. Nature is life. It is life affirming. Everything goes in cycles. There's really no death in nature. Even when animals are hunting to eat, they're not killing the whole tribe because it's in balance. So a healthy system is balanced. Humanity is not a healthy system. And the primary cause is because we're separate from each other. Man is separate from woman. Families are being separated. Cultures are separate, and people think that because you're different, you're not just as good as someone else, and that's a human standard. People are judging each other all the time. Countries are separate. What's in it for me? What can I get? This whole, this is not the case. And then we want to reach outside of ourselves and we want to say, well, how do we come together? How do we unify? How do we have peace? Let's have a peace march. And those things are good. But the bottom line is that if you're not whole within yourself and you're not receiving love and blessings within yourself, if you don't feel worthy upon yourself to receive grace and mercy and abundance, then no matter how much you do outside of yourself, you're always going to be projecting that experience of who you are out into the world. So the real source of having unification and actually spreading the power of love is first starting right here with who you are in your life. And I really always approach that with, what is my mind thinking? What are my words saying? What am I doing? What choices am I making? And Buddha taught that too. Thoughts are the seed of manifestation. They're the seed of the words. So when you can cultivate mastery of the mind and recognize what you're thinking, then you can start changing what you're thinking. Now, I'm not telling anybody anything new, but what I'm really doing is I'm calling us to a point of action. There is no time anymore. There is no time for separation anymore. It is time to wake up. You know, if people think they're going to say, well, we have the way and we have the answer, that rhetoric has not worked for thousands of years. And you separate and then you conquer. Conquer and divide. Divide and conquer. That's the program that's been laid out. There's world bankers on the planet. There's truth there. There's poor people in the world and people have so much money that they don't even know what to do with it. That is not the proper order of things. That is not the alignment of unification. It is not life affirming. People think that they're not nature. Where do you think you came from? You're an animal too, a divine animal, but yet nonetheless a part of nature. And yet we think we aren't. We think we're our jobs, our house, the things we have to do. A lot of people think that they're the traumas. People think that they're the sins that they've committed. They think that they're the drama that they have. None of that's true. The first thing we are is children of creation. That's the first thing we are. And creation, when it's in its proper order, is collaborative, unifying, and life-affirming. Now that is the standard we need to come at. So, that being said, I propose that the shift of humanity cannot be, well, if you accept the way we believe, now you'll be saved, and then if everybody does that, we'll have peace on earth. That's not worked. It's not going to work. It's never worked. Because it doesn't accept people for who they are, and that's the foundational problem, is people don't even accept themselves for who they are. Because society, and all cultures, has been laying that on everyone. You have to remember who you are constitutionally as a child of creation. You have to understand the elements of creation. Life-affirming, unifying, coherent, collaborative. This is the new science of what nature is about. And we need to start applying that to who we are as divine human beings, as a society, bringing forward ethics and ideas and ways of living that are life-affirming and unifying. And when we can start doing that from here, and in our actions, and start really asking that question, what is life-affirming and what is unifying, and start using that as the axiom for the choices and the thoughts that we have. And then we can use that in how we relate in our interpersonal relationships. Now we're on the path. Now we're on the path of human salvation for everyone. For everyone. And I'll tell you this. There's an electromagnetic field on this planet. And human beings have an electromagnetic field. And this is science, and you can look this up. When you are in a state of happiness, when you are in a state of joy, your electromagnetic field affects the people in your home. It affects the electromagnetic field of the planet. It affects people who see you in the world. That is power. And they don't want us to know that. That's why they keep us stressed and confused and help to keep us thinking that we're our traumas and our mistakes. That is not empowering. That is not life-affirming. What is life-affirming is joy and happiness. And if we are on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where we are able to have security and abundance, then it is not just our divine inheritance to be happy and to have joy and to be loving and kind. It is our responsibility to do that, because there's brothers and sisters on this planet who do not have that ability. And when you hold that vibrational frequency in your own electromagnetic field, you are going to be a beacon of energy that will hold that position, that vibration for those who are lost. That's your responsibility. And you don't lose. When it is a win-win situation, that is life-affirming. When it's a win-win situation and everybody wins, it's unifying. We've been taught to think that that's not a case, that's not a possibility. But win-win is actually a standard in creation. And we need to start understanding that the only thing that is keeping us from peace is our own story and drama that we keep telling ourselves.